am now live. Hello everyone, how are you doing? This is Abigail Barella with Sparkle and Shine Guidance. Welcome to the full moon show. The full moon in Capricorn. It's at 3 degrees on June 24th. So we still have a little bit. We are literally just now in the first quarter moon phase, and we're building towards that full moon. And hi, if you're just joining me, so we're talking about the full moon in Capricorn, and it's, you want to look at your chart, see where 3 degrees of really Capricorn and Cancer are. The sun will be newly into Cancer. That happens on Sunday. And if you are in my solar powered group program, our call Sunday, so mark that on your calendar. And I am going to be doing part of that on Clubhouse. So if you're on there, you can join us. And if you're not, I can send you the invite. So that's exciting. The solstice is always the maximum point, the maximum energy point. And this year, the moon is in Scorpio right before we get to this full moon in Capricorn. So that's really setting the stage for deep transformation. Right now, since Scorpio is ruled by Pluto in modern astrology, Pluto is about unearthing uncomfortable material. Hi, if you're just joining me, we're talking about the full moon in Capricorn. And really this bigger theme, there's a lot of bigger themes that are playing into this full moon. So I'll try to stay focused on the full moon, but there's a lot happening in the astrology. As you're probably feeling, it is a wonky time, wonky old time we're having over here. And if you're not feeling wonky, if you're doing great, then you are few and far between. So that's amazing. That's wonderful. Make sure you're reaching out to your people, because everybody and their mother seems to be going through this energetic transit that we are in, and this upgrade and this intensity. So reach out to your people, make sure you're checking in on people. And yeah, so let's talk about, I'm going to talk about the 2 biggest transits with this full moon. As I said, looking to your Capricorn house, especially early degrees, is going to give you a lot of information. Also, coming out of this time period where we were launched in December into Jupiter and Saturn moving out of Capricorn and into Aquarius, this full moon is a culmination point. It is a graduation point, if you will, from those energies. And you want to look at 6 months prior to now, which is what we're all looking at, because we are in eclipse season. We are in a Mercury retrograde. Our past is coming up. A lot of karma. Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, has to do with karma, has to do with timelines and time frames, and feeling like you're running out of time. It also has to do with our public role, our authority, how we shine our gifts into the world and our work in the world. And so a lot of people are looking at that and reworking their career or relooking at career. This is also just post-COVID world, right? We're reworking our work in the world and our relationships. And this is not an easy task. That's why I have Open to Love, Open to the Divine, which helps honestly with both, but mostly your relationships. And that is a self-paced course. Reach out to me or click the link in my profile for that. But I'm also doing this intensive planetary power, which is helping you have the framework and the blueprint to plan your week in this new energy, and this energy of knowing what days of the week are your really buckle down and work hard days, and what are your days that you're supposed to do self-care and supposed to integrate and do other things. So it's really great for entrepreneurs or those of you that are transitioning in your career and you want to set framework based on your own personal astrology. It's an amazing thing that I'm doing, and honestly, I probably will never do it for this low of a rate again, but I'm super excited to do it. And we're starting on Independence Day, and the early bird rate is in my profile. So click it, join us, don't miss that, because I'll never be doing it again for that rate, but I'm super excited to journey with you all. If you're joining me, we're talking about the full moon, but I was just mentioning a group program that I'm doing based on your personal astrology and looking at the days of the week, the 7 days. This is planetary magic. It's utilizing the planets for energetic alignment in whatever tasks you're trying to accomplish that day. Well, that's all that I'll say about that. You can reach out to me if you have questions about that. So this full moon, the 2 biggest transits that I want to talk to. How did I turn my page? I guess I was just working with clients and I tend to write. So my notes that I wrote for you guys, where did they go? Oh, here they are. Okay, phew, not too far away. So Venus opposing Pluto at this full moon. I was talking about Pluto, really important to understand Pluto's work in not only our personal lives, but the collective, because what is going on? My computer is totally, or my phone is totally glitching. Okay, we'll just see if this works. I hope it does. Can someone, if you're still here, can you type in the chat and tell me if it's glitching for you or if it's just on my end? Venus in Cancer is opposing Pluto in Capricorn. So this is a full moon and it's happening in the early degrees of Cancer Capricorn. It's straddled then. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. So it's straddled. So we have the early degrees of Cancer Capricorn and the late degrees of Cancer Capricorn, Venus and Pluto. And Venus and Pluto, their opposition is setting the stage for this this full moon, and it's bringing the intensity, it's bringing the uncovering of uncomfortable material to be cleansed and purified, especially in our heart space and in our personal lives, and how our personal lives are connected to the collective. So really looking at where the whole house of Cancer and Capricorn is in your chart, there's a big reworking, foundational shifts and changes happening there on your personal life, and then also we'll see it in the collective. It's not comfortable. It's a little glitchy. Yep, it's just gonna be the way it is, because of course Mercury is retrograde and I'm doing this video, but okay. The other thing that I wanted to mention, I guess there's three things that I want to talk about. We have a T-square with Chiron. It is, some astrologers would not call this a T-square because it's wider than a 5-degree orb. It's almost a 10-degree orb. But the reason I'm talking about it is because it's still there. Chiron in Aries is intense. And when it's highlighted at a full moon, it's a full mood because Chiron is our wounded, it's our wounded part, it's our Achilles heel. It's highlighted at this full moon to show us where our work is. It's to show us and to clarify for us what's holding us back from the work that we're meant to do in this lifetime, what's holding us back from the foundational work that we need to do to show up and shine brighter. So this T-square is telling us we need to lean into, so it's Cancer, Capricorn, Aries. And so the thing we want to lean into is Libra, which Libra highlights beauty, balance, equality, justice, inner peace, highlighting the need for inner peace in our relationships, especially our intimate relationships and our close friendships. So this is really up. This is why I did the Open to Love, Open to the Divine workshop or deep dive, and that's a self-paced course that you can pick up and start doing. I have a lot of people doing that and it's been really helpful. So if you're interested in that, reach out. But this is the time to do the work. I've been saying it. It's like this is the time for the breakthrough so you don't break down, and the old ways are breaking down. But guess what? Those old ways live inside of us. We're not separated out from the world. We're not separated out from the patriarchy. Those things live inside of us, and it's painful to let those parts die because that's how we've been able to survive and sometimes thrive in this patriarchy. So to admit that we play a part in that is really not comfortable. It's not comfortable work. That's what I'm here for, to guide you through, hold your hand, and show you. As I often say, it's like an energetic root canal. We go in and we take out any of those pieces or the ways that you've been operating that are not in your highest good, that are not in full alignment with soul, in full alignment with your essence. And when you are in alignment with that, when you are in alignment with your gifts, you become the gift. And this is really the transformation that we're all in, is recognizing, oh, we have to do the work ourselves. Oh, we have to do the inner healing work. I will also mention before I wrap up that if you'll notice, it's very quiet out there. Pay attention to that, because when it's very quiet out there, when you're not being bombarded with ways to separate the masses, it typically means either A, something's coming, so don't be surprised, because there needs to be that global upset and separation. Hi, in order to maintain the structures that are here. So either expect that with the full moon because it's likely coming, and or start to pay attention and recognize how much the mass media can trigger you by whatever it's showing you in order to trigger an emotional response. So right now it's quiet. I want you to pay attention. What's important, right? What are the things that are important to you? Are those things important to you regardless of what the media is telling you? Are they important to you regardless of what you're being bombarded with? If you're waiting for something to happen outside of yourself so that you can be pushed into action, you're part of the problem. So we want to let the change come from within and not from the external. And that's the problem that we're seeing. Not that there is not injustices happening. There actually were hundreds of children's bodies just discovered in another schoolyard, but the media is not talking about that. So you're not emotionally triggered by that. Are you getting what I'm saying? So if you're waiting to be emotionally triggered into action, you're a part of the problem. And if you're doing your own integrative and healing work so that you can be a gift to the world, then you're part of the solution. Yay! I hope this isn't too glitchy. If you're just joining me, tell me how glitchy it is. And the full moon is next week. It is, 4 days after the summer solstice, and I will be doing a thing for that on Clubhouse, so if you want a link for that, let me know. And lastly, I can't believe I saved this for last, but okay, wait, I have a few things. What was I going to talk about? Okay, I'm going to just say one more thing. Mars is at also a loose opposition to Saturn, but if you look at all of these oppositions and that Tsquare, conflict, chaos, and harsh lessons. This is, I will send it to you. This is the energy of this full mood, okay? Capricorn is not light and rainbows and fairy dust and unicorns. It is harsh, it is hard work, and it is slightly depressing. So if you're feeling that, again, you're not alone. Capricorn also has to do with harsh karmic lessons and timelines and time feeling like you're running out of time, time's going too fast, or time's going too slow. So the best thing to do to utilize this energy, looking at your chart, seeing where your early degrees of Capricorn is in your chart. Yeah, and do the healing work. Do the healing work. Please do the healing work. Please do the healing work. I love you all. Have a beautiful full moon. If you're interested in any of the things that I mentioned, just reach out to me, message me. The planetary power starts on Independence Day, July 4th, and we start with the sun, our connection to the sun, and Sunday. And I'm super excited about that program, so definitely jump in at the early bird rate, and we're going to spend 7 days deep diving together. Whoop, whoop. 8th house. Whoop. And if you're interested in the Open to Love, Open to the Divine, that is on playback, and that's an opportunity to really dive in at your own pace and take your time with it. So that's all I got. I love you all. Take very good care of yourselves and of your community. Much love.